In this unit, I'd like to talk with you about spirituality and healing and how the two go together. We're going to continue working on some activities that will help shift women's thoughts and thought processes, but we're also going to introduce spirituality as a part of that journey. Now, spirituality is tricky. I've yet to mention words like faith or religion or spirituality to women in the context of healing and have at least someone recoil and shake their head saying, "Oh yeah, no, not me, I'm not religious." Not surprisingly, for many women, religion has been used as a weapon or a tool of their oppression. When religion has not been used to hold them in place with an abusive spouse in the name of duty, it's confirmed their own sense of failure, imperfection, and guilt at being born a woman. To me, this is one of the greatest tragedies of our time. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about the way mainline religions are used to oppress women, but I can introduce women to a kind of spiritual beliefs that are nurturing, sustaining, and benevolent. I integrate spiritual belief into the curriculum because the literature and my own experience suggests that it's helpful when women are able to believe in a positive, loving force outside themselves. I introduce spirituality in the form of angels. This tends to be non-toxic. Few people have had bad experiences with angels, and it also tends to be pleasant. Many women relate stories about feeling the presence of a guardian angel in their lives, or talk about times when they were spared or protected for reasons they attribute to the divine. I also use the term spiritual support team to talk about all the company of heaven looking out for women and their children. Again, this offers them a sense of support, acceptance, and reduces their sense of isolation by allowing them to access a higher power that's on their side. The most important thing about introducing spirituality is that you have to introduce what women need at this point in the journey. My granny was a die-hard Catholic. To her, there was one road to heaven, and it was a Catholic one, and if you weren't on it, then you were heading south. That kind of dogmatism might be okay for little old ladies to impose on their grandkids, but it won't help anyone find their spiritual path. So it's important to approach this topic lightly and with a keen eye on how to facilitate another person's connection with the divine. To do this, you have to be empathic, but you also have to do some housekeeping and some investigation of your own. You have to give yourself permission to truly explore what you believe in and what sustains and comforts you, what practices you find helpful for keeping yourself spiritually fit. I also integrate the divine through angels because it's not a stretch for me. I believe and have experienced their presence, so I can share my joy and my connection and my confidence in divine intervention through angels. I have read and often recommend to women that they read some of Doreen Virtue's work, but Trudy Griswold is a friend of mine, and so I send them to her as well. I've included links to both women's websites. I've also included a link to an angel worksheet that I've used in some groups. If you're inclined, and it seems like the right place to start for you, give it a try and see what happens. You're not graded on this assignment, and you don't have to try it if it conflicts with your own beliefs. Overall, in this unit, I invite you to seek out spiritual experiences for yourself. Engage in them, and then share your experiences with us. Tell us what it was like. But get in touch with something wonderful and take time to experience that wonder in your own life and your activities. While I sometimes have angel readings done for myself, if that's your cup of tea, I can point you in the direction. But I get in touch with something wonderful when I just take time to get in touch with myself in the early morning and focus on the universe and universal forces of infinite goodness and divine majesty. So, what activities in this unit resonated with you? Why might spirituality be a helpful thing at this point in the journey? How might you silence any guilt or punitive voices in your own head? And how might you help women do the same? You decide what you need, and then experiment and share with us. In your journal, I hope you also write about this experience and contemplate why it's an important part of a healing trajectory.